Oh, hey there, second graders. It's time for chapter 15 of Lulu's Getting a Sister. In the last chapter, it seemed like Lulu's mind was changing a little bit about getting a sister. She wants us to train a sister to adore her. So let's see what happens in chapter 15. Again, I'm asking why Lulu can't remember that she is here at Camp Sisterhood to learn to love and be nice to her little sister. She isn't here to learn how to teach her little sister to adore her. But that's what Lulu wants. And since Sebastian already adores her, she won't learn anything hanging around him. So, if she's going to figure out this adoration stuff, she might trade in Sebastian for another kid. On Monday, after lunch, Lulu announced to Call Me Debbie that she needed to exchange Sebastian for Mitzi. To which Call Me Debbie replied that there was a rule about not trading in your kid. To which Lulu pointed out that Call Me Debbie had already broken the rule. To which Call Me Debbie explained that breaking it once didn't make it okay to break it twice. To which Lulu loudly insisted, but we won't be breaking it twice, we'll be unbreaking it. We'll be putting things back the way they were before. A long time later, Call Me Debbie, worn out from arguing with Lulu and desperately needing a cup of tea and a nap, finally told her, right, okay, we'll compromise. I'm letting you trade in Sebastian, but in exchange, you're taking both Mitzi and Fritzy, which was fine with Lulu. All right, said Lulu to Mitzi and Fritzy when the next morning they gathered in the vegetable garden. Let's get something understood right now. Mitzi, you beat me at Scrabble. Fritzy, you beat me at swimming. But you shouldn't forget that I'm older and smarter and better at everything. Everything else. So, either Mitzi or Fritzy, said to Lulu. So, said Lulu, here's how it should go. I expect respect to begin with, followed a little bit later by adoration. And a little bit after that, after you've heard my jokes and rhymes and names of state capitals, plus seen all the games and sports and events I win, you're going to decide that I'm probably perfect through and through, and maybe the greatest person you ever met. After which, you'll totally adore me. Lulu, smiling proudly, was quite pleased with her presentation. The twins, however, weren't impressed. We will, said either Mitzi or Fritzy to Lulu. I don't know about that. Especially since, I'm sorry to say, and this must have been Fritzy speaking, you couldn't beat me not once in the swimming race, and never even heard of the word claquique. This was Mitzi speaking, till I beat you at Scrabble. And furthermore, added Fritzy, how many words in 5 seconds can you rhyme with it? I told you I wasn't counting Scrabble or swimming, growled Lulu. And furthermore, she continued as quick as a flash, beak, cheek, eek, freak, geek, leak, meek, peek, reek, seek, tweak, weak, and zeek. So, how come you left out unique, oblique, and Mozambique? Asked the most exasperating Mitzi. She did her very best, explained the most condescending Fritzy, and probably doesn't know those fancy words. Let's start weeding this garden, hissed Lulu, who almost couldn't stop herself from doing or saying something she certainly shouldn't. And I don't want you pulling out anything but the weeds. While they worked in the vegetable garden, Lulu slowly calmed down, reminding herself that throwing a tantrum or yanking a hunk of hair wasn't the best way to get the girls to adore her. She decided, instead, to amuse them with a hilarious "why does anybody starve in the desert" joke. And after she finished asking them, and after they both gave up, Lulu explained that nobody starves in the desert because of the sandwich that is there. After which after which there was not a whole lot of laughing. More like no laughing at all. Not the funniest joke I've ever heard in my entire life, said Mitzi. But not as bad, said Fritzy, as the one about why did the chicken cross the road. Lulu was starting to feel that this adoration thing might be harder than she'd expected. So, she said, changing the subject, Bismarck, Carson City, Sacramento, Dover. What about them? Asked either Mitzi or Fritzy. They are the capital cities of North Dakota, Nevada, California, and Delaware, said Lulu. And I know the other 46 capitals too. Well, isn't isn't she maybe the greatest? Said Fritzy to Mitzi. Prime, probably perfect, said Fritzy. Through and through. Lulu was getting angry again. Angry like steam was coming out of her ears. So she chanted, but just to herself, a calm down chant. It doesn't matter if they disrespect, mock, and ignore me. Before this week is over, they will totally adore me. When Lulu had finished chanting, however, she was still feeling angry, so she chanted another verse of her calm down chant. It doesn't matter if they're against me or for me. By Sunday morning, both of them will totally adore me. Lulu was feeling less angry now, but still a little steamy, so she chanted one last verse of her calm down chant. It doesn't matter if they out abhor me, because when I'm done with them, they'll totally adore me. Lulu felt calmer, much calmer, and I hope you're looking up that word abhor. For the rest of the morning with Mitzi and Fritzy, she took them first for a quick dip in the lake and then to bookmark making at arts and crafts, reciting states and capitals along the way. She got she got right and some she got wrong. But right or wrong, the twins were not impressed or amazed or astonished, and they certainly were not adoring. Ball games tomorrow, Lulu announced, determined to not be discouraged. Softball, volleyball, and some basketball too. I'll watch you play and I'll tell you everything you're doing wrong. And then I'll get in there and show you the right way to do it. Lucky us, said Mitzi, not so sincerely. I'm sure you'll try, said Fritzy too. And so the entire next morning, Lulu watched Mitzi and Fritzy swatted, and tried to sink the ball, carefully pointing out to them what she was called their many, many, many mistakes. And then, in what only Lulu would think was a kindly tone of voice, explaining that they should do too, as she put it, maybe stop messing up all the time. After which she got in there and showed them what she herself described as some really good moves. After which Mitzi and Fritzy had only one thing to say to Lulu. It's time for lunch. Where was the respect? Where was the adoration? Where was the teeny tiniest bit of admiration? And that's the end of that chapter. Do you think Lulu is succeeding at her plan with Mitzi and Fritzy? I don't know. Make a prediction, and I'll see you next time.